What up, it's your boy T-Bear here in the reaction. Today's Wrestling Wednesday. So this one definitely I feel like it goes through with my but one of the things I say about wrestling fans in general though, or especially the IWC, how I feel like wrestling fans do not like kids. They always love uttering the FTK terms when a guy turned heel. It was happening most recently when John Cena's heel turned as well too, or when folks get done in front of kids that make kids cry, like when Belly destroyed the thing, when they took care of Roman and when Roman took care of Orton causing the injury and kids was crying. Gunther being Chad Gable in front of his kids and everything. Many other times as well too. You have these fans who love it. They saying at these kids, they love seeing kids get heartbreak as well too. Well, good thing that the wrestlers or stuff are the opposites, and they're like me. They love the kids. So this is talk. We want to talk. This is the video from line of when wrestlers broke character for kids. The kids don't fully some kids as well may not fully understand what's going on, and they can panic as well too, especially if they're the children of the performer in the match as well too. They might be worried, stuff like that, but there's sometimes they gotta break character to make sure your daddy's okay, or maybe it's all good. I mean, we cool, we don't really hate each other. We cool now. Maybe tap it up. We cool. You know what I'm saying, it's just all part of this script. It's all kayfabe. But unfortunately, kids don't know the kayfabe as much as well too. Other than that, without further ado, let's check out this video real quick. Let's get it.
When Jacob Fatu speared Randy Orton through the barricade, it looked brutal, and that's probably because it was. While the crowd was eating it up, there was one person who wasn't, and that was Randy's daughter, who was sitting at the ringside and was clearly shaken up. She thought that her dad got seriously hurt, and that is when the Viper did something you rarely see. He completely broke character. Still lying on the ground, Orton turned to his daughter, winked, and told her that he was okay. Then he looked at her in the eyes and repeatedly said that he loved her.
And he had to as well too, because right now he just came back from his injury and all that, so she probably were like, oh my god, my dad might be injured again as well too. Give me a quick second, I gotta take care of a little something. I'm back, so yeah, that was good that he did that, because he's came from that. He's got back from he was out for a while for a back injury for not too long ago, and that looked brutal. So he had to know, I'm good, baby. My back's good, baby.
It was a rare glimpse behind the curtain, showing that no matter how dangerous the match is, being a dad comes first. That wasn't the only time that Randy dropped the axe for a kid. At Survivor Series 2016,
this one.
things got scary in the middle of the match. Shane went for his signature coast to coast, but as he launched through the air, Roman met him with a
spear his head,
and it did not go as planned. Shane's head slammed hard into the mat, and for a few seconds, it looked like he was completely out cold. Sitting just a few feet away were his wife and kids, and they were terrified. That is when Randy Orton, who was a full heel at the time, suddenly broke character. He walked over to Shane's family, crouched down, and calmly told his kids that he's okay and that their dad was a tough guy. Thankfully, he was fine, and it's nice to see that Randy.
Shout out to Shane's older son doing his thing in football.
To the children. In 2022, Roman Reigns was in the prime of his career as WWE's biggest villain, the Tribal Chief. He was set to defend the undisputed title against Logan Paul at Crown Jewel. During the official press conference, something unexpected happened. Out of nowhere, a kid in the crowd shouted,
"Everything Triple H said up here is true. Except that."
It completely caught Roman off guard, and for a split second he broke character, and you could actually see him laugh and crack a smile. But just as fast, Roman snapped back into character and flipped it into a power move. He stood tall, smirked, and used the interruption to remind everyone why he runs WWE.
"I'm the greatest of all time, kid."
Even when a kid throws him off, the Tribal Chief stays in control. There was another kid who got the Tribal Chief to break character at a WWE live event. Roman Reigns was walking around outside of the ring, and that is when he locked eyes with a kid in the front row who was mean mugging him hard. This is when Roman broke character and completely forgot about the match. Instead, he was
I remember seeing this
reacting to
video.
the kid, and to make things even better, he mean mugged him back when he was in the ring.
Yeah,
it was
I remember that.
absolutely hilarious.
I remember
and also
that
seeing
video.
Roman Reigns, the dad, who was just having fun with a little fan. In 2017, Baron Corbin played the disrespectful lone wolf heel character. After SmackDown went off the air one night, something surprising happened. In a dark match, Corbin lost to Shinsuke Nakamura. This was a typical way to send the fans home happy, but not everyone was thrilled. One young fan in the front row was a huge Baron Corbin supporter, and he bursted into tears after the match. He was absolutely heartbroken that his favorite wrestler had lost. And that is when the Lone Wolf completely broke character. He walked over, picked the kid up in his arms, and comforted him. He even took his shirt off and gave it to the fan.
That's nice.
It was a sweet moment coming from one of WWE's most hated heels. Picture this: Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin, two of the biggest names in
I
WWE.
remember this story here. If this is what I think it is, I remember that story. That was definitely a commendable story right there.
WWE history. They're about to tear the house down at the King of the Ring in 1997. But before the match can get going, something unexpected happens. A young fan with Down syndrome suddenly got way too close to the action at ringside. Security stepped in and tried to kick him out, but that is when Shawn Michaels noticed what was happening. Without hesitation, he completely broke character. He walked over and told the security to stand down and personally made sure that the fan was okay. He basically stopped the match in order to tell them to bring the kid backstage instead of tossing him out. Meanwhile, Stone Cold interrupted the wholesome moment just to continue the match, looking absolutely unhinged. After some wrestling, Shawn returned to the fan and personally escorted him to the ramp before heading back in the ring. Sometimes moments like these are bigger than wrestling.
It is.
Another moment that was bigger than wrestling happened at a convention in 2017. This was around the time that Alexa Bliss was one of WWE TV's biggest heels in the women's division. A young fan opened up about her eating disorder, and this is something that truly touched Alexa Bliss because she also suffered with that earlier in her life. What followed was Alexa Bliss ditching the gimmick and showing true compassion for this fan.
Don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't do anything, okay? Look, come here. Because even though you're struggling, I've been there. You know what I mean? And I remember I wanted someone to tell me that I could get through it and it didn't have to define me. And you're beautiful. You cannot let anyone tell you what you can or can't do. And I'm so happy that you're getting help and that you're getting healthier because you are beautiful inside and out. And please do not let anyone determine your self-worth.
That was pure love from one survivor to another. While Bray Wyatt was terrifying fans on screen as The Fiend, the man behind the mask, Wyndham Rotunda, was doing something completely different behind the scenes. He was spreading love. In one story from a few years ago, a mother tweeted that her young son had been bullied at school, he was attacked, and his favorite Bray Wyatt shirt was ruined in the process. She didn't expect a reply, but Bray saw the tweet and immediately stepped in. He told her to DM him the boy's shirt size and also their address, and days later, brand new Bray Wyatt merch showed up at their door. And that's just one story of many. There are tons of similar tales of Bray Wyatt reaching out, showing compassion, and lifting people up when they needed it most. While he played a monster on TV, he was an angel sent from heaven in real life.
That is so nice.
The wrestling world truly lost something special when we lost Wyndham Rotunda.
Definitely something.
Not every breaking character is emotional. Sometimes it's just downright hilarious, and that happened after an episode of AEW went off the air. Chris Jericho was still in full heel mode doing his usual post-show antics until one fan stole the spotlight. This kid stuck his middle finger at Chris Jericho, and then he cursed him out.
Lord.
Where it gets even crazier. Chris Jericho started to flex his body, and then the kid showed off his very own abs. That is when Chris Jericho absolutely lost.
You may never know. That kid might become a future wrestling superstar. You always crazy. It's crazy how they have moments like that. You might have a future wrestling star right there. You might be hearing news like, remember that kid from that? He's in wrestling school now, about to make his wrestling debut. Because you shout out to Izzy. Shout out Izzy, remember the original Super Belly fan.
Laffy. He tried to keep it together, but the kid's confidence and probably his six-pack were just too much to handle.
Little Matt Reynolds,
It was
cool.
one of the funniest moments in wrestling history, and I hope we can get a payoff match with these two in a decade from
Right,
now.
right.
We've seen Stone Cold Steve Austin stun just about everyone in WWE, whether that be his opponents, bosses, or even Santa Claus. But this time, it was Austin who got stunned in the best way possible. After one of his matches, the Texas Rattlesnake was making his way back up to the ramp when out of nowhere, a young kid jumped the barricade and ran straight towards him. Austin froze. For a split second, you could see it on his face. He was confused. Maybe he even had a little bit of PTSD from being blindsided before, but then he realized it was just a kid.
Nothing beat that clip right there, because even the ref gives you something like,
There was no threat. It was a fan who wanted to hug his hero, and that's when the Rattlesnake cracked a smile. He walked back and gave the kid a big high five and a hug before heading backstage, grinning like a proud dad.
Yo, the wrestler, the security back then had some fly. Ron Anthony had some fly hats. Yo, them backward Kango, leather Kangos used to have was tough. I ain't gonna lie.
Triple H may have played his heel role a little too well on one night in 2015. During an episode of Raw, a young fan sat right behind the game and he started chanting for his favorite wrestler, and Triple H was not having it. He turned around and said, "Hey, quit messing with me." This was meant to be in-character trash talk, but the poor kid took it to heart and immediately started crying. And just like that, Triple H dropped the tough guy act. He broke character on the spot, turned around, and apologized to the fan, making sure he was okay and even trying to cheer him up. Hunter had a totally different experience back in 2005 during a dark match with this other kid. A kid reached out and wanted to fight Triple H, then even tried to bite his finger off. Yeah, this kid wanted all the smoke. Triple H was caught completely off guard. Hunter played into this and started squaring up before HBK took the kid and ran around the ring with him. 1 minute you've got this kid trying to maul the game, and the next you have him having the time of his life with HBK. That kid was clearly built different.
Definitely.
For over 30 years, The Undertaker lived by one rule: protect the gimmick. He stayed in character all the time, everywhere he went. He was the dead man, and kayfabe was sacred. But in 2010, even the Phenom had to make an exception. It was for a Make-A-Wish visit with a young girl who wanted to meet her hero. And when that moment came, The Undertaker did not show up with black gloves and his hat. He showed up as Mark Calloway, the man behind the character, and he sat with her, talked like a friend, and gave her an experience that she would never forget.
Definitely, this is definitely a nice moment right here. Like I said, unlike most fans who don't love kids, who feel like the kids are a problem with wrestling. They blame it for the PG era happening, or why babyfaces are to them not as entertaining to them as before, and all that. That the wrestlers they love the kids. They love the kids. They always love the kids, no matter what, though. They do. You know what I mean? They do. You know what I mean? And there's always good to see moments like that as well, too. You know what I mean? Babyface, that's their job, but to see the Hills, to break character, to show love for the kids as well, too, that's definitely a beautiful moment to see right there as well, too. Other than that, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.